I'm so sorry. About your fees. Yes, sorry. What's your friend's name? Junta. Should I send him in? I'm not asking for money. I just need your help with something. Once the song releases,
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so we can start, huh?
What do you mean?
Yes, Maharaj.
She's taken your child to you. Yes, so? Wife's lawyer. I want my parents to get a divorce. What? Why? Oh, I understand. I'm sorry, I understand why.
Oh, Madhyana. Oh,
What's your wife's lawyer? Who? She's a mad woman. Bad idea. Sir, you promised to help me. Yes, and I'm not refusing. I'm helping you. I'm doing it. Don't worry. He's a fantastic lawyer. I can bless you. You're a fantastic lawyer. Lost your own case, didn't he?
Oh, Madhyanam Simanadasa Jana Jana Shalakuya Su Manitam Natashat Shitana Mayo Vistam Pakisajana Butale Sayam Rupa Padamayam Sam Vandyam Sri Guru Shiyuta Pada Kamanam Sri Guru Vasavam Das Nirupam Sadajatam Havaratam Tam Sajitam Savarutam Paritam Saitam Krishna Chetam Deva Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Malita Sri Vidakanta Sri Krishna Karura Sindhu Namadupagapate Gopi Sagopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Sapitana Gauragi Radhe Savana Vare
Hare Krishna.
Savana Kite Devi Pranamam Antakalpatam Jesta Kripasam Jagavata Patitanam Pavanezyo Vishnu Namo
Namo Namaha.
Jai Shri Krishna Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Bhakti Tirtha Swamintinani Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Satmani Shri Gaur Karuna Sativa Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Namaste Bhakti Tirtha Swamintinani Namaste Saraswate Gauravan Prasthaya Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasada Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Gaur Bhakti Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Om Krodhi Vachanam Tam Tam Vande Gurum Prakaranam. Okay, so welcome to devotees present on the platform. Want to continue with our second session of the video 2. We are discussing chapter 1, chapter 4. First is 14 to 33. The appearance of the morning. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Sir, he's not my boyfriend. Are you sure he's not?
So, yeah, that's late. 4 minutes late. So we are quickly going to start. So we, as I said, today we start this chapter 4. We continue from the chapter 4, text 14 to 33. And if you take your notebook, your handbook, page 23, can you take that?
Mother, how am I supposed to do my school project now?
The page 23 says chapter 4, verse 14 to 25. Sita Goswami explains how Srila Vyasadeva, seeing the anomalies of the age, divided the Vedas into 4, so they may be practically followed by less intelligent person. less intelligent person. He also compiled the great historical narration, Mahabharata for women, Hidras, and friends of the 12 zone. In chapter 4, verses 26 to 33, says, nevertheless, Vyasadeva still felt dissatisfied because in none of his work were the transcendental activities of the Lord properly explained, just as he is contemplating the cause of this despondency. Nadamuni appears. Yeah. So we take the verse 14. Yes. Bottom chapter 4, that's 14. Shri Shuta Uvacha Dvapare Samanu Prakte Titiye Yuga Paryaye Yatapa Sarat Yudhi Vasavyam Alaya Hare. Translation. Sutta Goswami said, when the second millennium overlaps the third, the great sage Vyasadeva was born to Parashara, the womb of Satyavati, the daughter of Vasu. So I hope you read, as I mentioned, you read in advance. You take time to read in the week.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj, we did.
Only two of us.
Up to 33.
Only two of us are left here.
Okay. So that we don't waste too much time on reading the whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just give us the summary. We read it.
Yeah. So the summary of this stuff is that Vyasadeva was born to Parasaramuni, the woman of Satyavati. So the mother, the father of Vyasadeva is Parasaramuni, and his mother is Satyavati. Yeah. That's the birth of Vyasadeva. Verse 15.
Explain it to her, okay? And she has to sign all the papers. All right, madam.
Looking at the lines on your palm, it tells me that there is a new love in your life.
Verse 15.
Thank you so much, madam. You're welcome. Madam, I can't afford your fees.
Don't worry. She's a very cheap lawyer. I'll handle it. Come.
Bye, madam. Bye. Listen.
You have some noise.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let me put that off. Okay, Maharaj. Sorry for that.
Yeah. Verse 15. Sakarachit Sarasvatya Upasitya Jalam Tuji Vikta Eka Ashna Udite Ravi Mandale. Once upon a time, he, Vyasadeva, as the sun rose, took his morning ablution in the rivers of the Saraswati and sat alone for some trips. Yeah, so yes, Dev is meditating, preparing to do his job, dividing the Vedas into four. Now, text 16 now.
With my mother. I want to learn how to speak properly. And maybe I can be part of the idol too.
You don't need to see idol, it's more spiritual than.
Paravaraja Sarushi Kalanya Yakta Ramaha Samhasa Dharma Vyaktaram Saptam Bhuvi Yuge Yuge Vedrit Yakadev so anomalies in the beauties of the millennium. This happens on the earth in different ages due to the unseen force time. Yeah. Next. 17, 18.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask some questions on this test.
Yes.
The great says Vyasadeva saw anomalies in the duties of the millennium.
Yeah.
This happens on the earth in different ages due to unseen forces of time.
Yes.
So someone might start saying that if this unforeseen, if Krishna is all-knowing, and all of these things happen according to Krishna's arrangement, then where is the role of the living entities? Why do we consider the living entities to be sinful? If these are how natural arrangement of nature based on Krishna's creation, so where does the role of the living entities, Mizuin or abnormalities, comes in?
Yes, thank you. You see, it's like a father was from kids, children, and based on the character of the kids, you know, the father can foresee that yes, this is going to be good, this one is going to be bad. So the future of the father of the kids does not depend on the father. So everything is for so already, as we said, rearranged. As just like in Kali Yuga, it says that Kali Yuga, people will be an age of quarrel, hypocrisy, and irreligion. Why the scripture says like this? Because of the previous age. So we believe in reincarnation. Okay? So those who are going to reincarnate, believing at this, who are going to reincarnate in Kali Yuga, they were the one in the previous age. They were having a certain type of behavior and character. So it's very, very, very simple to predict how they are going to behave. So yesterday, being an incarnation of Krishna, you could also see that Kali Yuga, such things will going to happen. Even in the scriptures like Bible, when you read the Apocalypse, the future, what is going to happen at the end of this age, everything is there. See? So it is not because everything is mentioned already in the scripture that makes the living entity to be innocent. It's not an excuse. This is called the mentality of fatality. Well, it is my destiny, it is my karma. We have a choice to change our consciousness. Doesn't mean that if you have my hands in the fire, I do not have the right to remove my hand because my destiny is to have my hand in the fire. I have the choice to remove my hand. Understand? Yeah. So the scriptures are warning us. So it's because the scriptures say that telling you guys because be so sinful, then we cannot do anything to change our consciousness. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yes. Okay, then verse 17 and 18. Yes. Bodhikanam Chabavanam Shati Vyasam Chatapitam Shadanaram Tapam. Trumedam Vyasayusha. Bagam Tavam Sha. Muni Viya Vinena Yakta. Sarva Vanasanam Yat. Yo Itam Amoga. Translation. The Greek sage was fully equipped knowledge to see through his transcendental vision the deterioration of everything material due to the influence of the age. He could also see that the faithless people in general will be reduced in duration of life and would be impatient due to the lack of goodness. Thus, he contemplated for the welfare of the men in all purposes and orders of life. Yeah, so this verse, this is seeing the future of this age. So it's so many bad signs. You know, the power of material, all material objects deteriorates with the influence of time. So the duration of life of the body reduces. The duration of memory reduces. No, the land does not produce good grains anymore. No, cows does not give much milk like before, and production of vegetables and fruits are less and less. Why? Because just like the rule of King Vena in the Srimad Bhagavatam, I think fourth canto, was a bad king. So the Mother Heart was refusing to release. When you sow its seed, Mother Bhumi was to bring out the seed, and it can bring some vegetables, some fruits. But because the king was so sinful, Mother Heart was hungry, and she was not delivering the grains. That brought King Prithu to control the war. But the same thing also. So because Kali Yuga is progressing, these are the things that definitely so. Okay? So the so-called leaders, so-called progressive leaders in Kali Yuga are all unlucky fellows who are unable to see what is going to happen 5 minutes ahead. Just like the COVID now. Why that our leaders do not see that something like COVID will happen? But they are even the cause of that. What kind of leaders do we have now? Listen, Kali Yuga means hypocrisy, quarrel, and irreligion. Irreligion means what is opposite to religion. So we should also be, not be surprised. In the Bhagavad Gita, they describe the 4 types of demons. Nama Dukkutino Muda, Naradama, Padante, Mayaya Parita Jhana. So we have the Mudas, you have the Naradamas, you have the Asuras, you have the Maya Parita Jhana. They are all some big, very, nice dress with coat and big education. But for the reason that they are working against the interest of God, of Krishna, they are demons. Anybody who is against the scriptures is a demon. Even living in America or Europe or whatever is a demon. So we have 4 demons: Mudas, the Asuras, the Maya Partajanas, and the Naradamas. They are described in the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So in the Kali Yuga, the greatest philanthropists are those transcendentalists who represent the mission of Vyasadeva, Narada Muni, Madhava, Chaitanya, and Rupa Goswami. Although the signs are very bad, But locally, we have bricks, plenty of fish, like Narada and Madhva, who can walk the same line of yesterday. Okay, so in this verse 17 to 18, yesterday is foreseeing what is going to happen in the future. Okay, let's go to text 9.
Maharaj,
Yes.
Maharaj, sorry, because you said we should read. So, having read all of these tests, a lot of questions are generated in the mind. And
Yes.
as you explained, we just want to clarify. The activities of the demoniac people who are presently the cause of majority of what we're seeing in the earth today, known to devotees, were not in ignorance of what is going on. And one of those demoniac exploits of the demoniac leaders of the world is the COVID-19 and even the COVID-19 vaccine. So when an organization like ours, who is equipped with knowledge, will not stand against such imposition of vaccination of the innocent citizen. Because we've seen some other religious organizations coming out boldly to express their position, but our movement seems to be neutral. So what will you say to this? Despite the depth of our knowledge.
Yes. Yeah. I know that there is a discussion going on the level, the TBC level. For devotees, we know that every action, there is a opposite reaction. Yes, even though devotees are also aware of this situation of COVID, but see, when there is a disease in some area, the best thing is to get immune from that disease. The real vaccination, the first vaccination, the original vaccination, is to be prepared, to be ready with our sadhana, to chant the Mahamantra, and take prasad. Actually, the whole process of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga, is that the temple is like an hospital, and the guru is like a doctor, and disciples are patients. Going to the hospital, and the only duty of a doctor is to give injection and give the proper diet to the patient. What is the proper medicine? This is the Mahamantra. What is the proper diet? It is prasad. So that's why even our Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Maharaj, Srila Krishna, he has been saying that in the future things are not going to be very good. So be ready, prepare, be self-sufficient in everything, in farming, in everything. Because tomorrow, even to go out from your gate is going to be dangerous. So, for instance, these devotees, instead of debating on doing vaccine or not vaccine, why not devotees start increasing their activities, doing more farming, doing more harinam, doing more book distribution? That can create a balance, that can push away the negativity. Okay? We take vaccine or not vaccine, Kali Yuga means quarrel, hypocrisy, and irreligion. So we cannot change the situation because he already predicted by Krishna himself. His age is hypocrisy, irreligion, and quarrel. So we cannot change that. The only thing is to not be part of that. Okay? We should make sure that we are not part of this business. We are in this war, we cannot avoid. But we should make it in such a way that they don't get affected. Just like in a village or in a city, if there is a disease, those who have taken the injection, they cannot be contaminated by that disease. So if the devotees, they are diseased by the power of very strong sadhana, a lot of arinam, we have our farming, and we stay in our compound, we stay in our farm, it cannot even be touched you believe like in Africa, very deep in our villages, people don't know what is called COVID. You believe that?
Yes, Maharaj, I believe it.
They don't know. It's go to far deep in our villages. You ask them what is there is a disease called COVID. They don't know about it. But in the city, we have pollution. We have so many things that bring COVID to us. Like because in the villages, our parents are living in the natural way. See, they're not exposed with all kind of things. So because now for traveling now, you need to do vaccination. Okay, most of us now we are not traveling because traveling, you need to do vaccination, and this is the way you want to trap people. So if they would resist for not just become a rebel, but while we are opposed against the vaccine, at the same time we increase our activities like harinam, book distribution, farming, and that way that can push away the demonic force. Yes. There's no other way to reduce bad than to do good. The only way to push away bad is to do good. Not doing more bad. And when you do good, push away what is bad. Okay?
I agree with you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
I believe the problem started from this animal eating. You know, in China, you know, they eat, even they went to the extent of eating these animals raw, uncooked. So definitely disease from the animal will transmit to human and the transfer. And that's why it's more common with the elites. You know, the villagers, they don't interact so much with people who travel.
Yes.
So if people, like you said, Maharaj, that if we keep to the sadhan, spiritual sadhan, then we will not get into this. And we should encourage that people should be vegetarians. So many diseases coming from animals now going to humans.
Exactly.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Maharaj.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we'll go to that's 19, no? Hotram karma suram prajanam vikshavadigam yadadhat jajja samsajaya vidam mitham stovinam. It's so that the sacrifice mentioned in the Vedas were means by which the people of occupation could be purified. And to simplify the process, divided the one Vedas into 4 in order to expand them among men. Yeah. So you can see that from verse 19 to 24, they will explain how they divided the Vedas into 4. Originally, said that in the purport it was said that formerly there was only one Veda of the name of Jaju, and the 4 divisions of sacrifice were they especially mentioned. To make them more easily performable, the Vedas was divided into 4 divisions of sacrifice. Okay? Above the 4 Vedas, namely Rig Veda, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva, there are the Puranas and the Mahabharats and Samhitas, etc. See? So, because yesterday foresaw that people memory will going to reduce in Kali Yuga, okay? The body also going to reduce, the spiritual inclination also reduce. So it could see that look, if you keep the Vedas intact, people would not be able to understand it. So he broke the Vedas into 4. First Veda was Yajur Veda. Now created Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. Next more research. Rig Veda speak about the astrological and metaphysical science. The Yajur Veda talks about the medicinal science, how to cure people, and the Samaveda talk about the spiritual activities, and the Atharva Veda talk about the political and military science. And also, he also wrote about the Puranas, the Mahabharata, like that. So let's go to text 20. Yes, 20. Vidhayu Samatharavyatsya Vedaschakara Vidhata Iti Ityaskarna Purnam Cha Panchamo Veda Uchate. 4 divisions of the original source of knowledge, the Vedas, were made separately. But the historical facts and authentic stories mentioned in the Quran are called the Vedas. Okay, go to text 21. Text 21. Ragveda Dhara Paira Samabodhamani Kavi Samyabhayana Evaiko Nishnatho Yashusam Uda. After the Vedas were divided into 4 divisions, Rishi became the professor of the Rig Veda, Jaimini the professor of the Samaveda, and Vasampayana alone became qualified by the Veda. So, this is from verse 20 and 22 explain the stages who precede the Vedas, the 4 Vedas, after they were divided into 4 by Vasudev. Here we see that Kaila Rishi took charge of the Rig Veda, Jaimini took charge of the Samaveda, and Sampayana took charge of the Veda. And the Atharva Veda, next verse, text 22. Atharvangira Samasit Mantu Darunha Muni Ityasa Varnam Itime Rumas Sana. The Manu Muni Angira, who was very devotedly engaged, was entrusted with the Atharva Veda, and my father Ramasa was entrusted with the Puranas and the historical records. Yeah, so here Angira Muni took charge of the Atharva Vedas and the Ramasa Sutta. Ramasa, he is the father of Sonaka Rishi, took charge of the Puranas and the historical record like a Mahabharata. So now we're going to see the reason why Yasdev, divided, the Vedas into 4. So we'll go to text 23. Taitari Sayovidam Swayam Swayam Tya Yasham Kaneda Sisya Pasisya Viraste Kino Bhavam. Translation. All these learners scholars in the turn rounded the entrusted Vedas to their many disciples, grand disciples and great grand disciples, and thus the respective branches of the followers of the Vedas came into being. So this verse is explaining that this is the Paraparam system. All these four personalities, Gemini, Vaisapayana, Angira, and Maharsa, they also instructed the Vedas into their disciples. They also give the same thing to their disciples. From disciple to disciple. Today we have Sita Prabhupada. This is a Jiblic succession. So he said that all these learned scholars in the turn rounded their instructed Vedas into their many disciples, grand disciples and great grand disciples. All branches of knowledge, either mundane or transcendental, do not belong to the original text of the Vedas, simply developed into different branches. So no one can claim independent knowledge beyond the Vedas. That's 24. Saiva Veda Drumedai Daryante Purushayata Evam Chakara Bhagavan Ya Sakri Pana Vatsala. Thus, the great sage, yesterday, who is very kind to the ignorant masses, edited the Vedas so they might be assimilated by less intellectual men. Yes. So this is the reason. Okay. This is asking the question: what is the reason? Why they divided the Vedas between the four? So this is the reason. The reason is that in Kali Yuga people are less intellectual, and the purpose many things are there. This Vyasadeva, who is very kind to the ignorant masses, edited the Vedas so they might be assimilated by less intellectual men. There is a picture that no one should try to learn the Vedas who is not a qualified Brahmana. Ordinary men, people in passion and ignorance, cannot understand the Vedas. So you see, why they divided the Vedas? Because Atharva Veda and Rig Veda, they are very deep knowledge that can't be understood by ordinary men. That's why he created the Mahabharata and the Puranas for the Shudras and the women. So text 25 will explain more. Text 25. Yeah. Sri Sudra Tija Bandunam Yaina Suti Guptara Karma Sriyasi Madhu Udanam Kriya Hevam Bhavetya Bharatam Makhyanam Kipaya Muninastam. Out of compassion, the Greek sage thought it is wise that this will enable man to achieve the ultimate goal of life. Thus, he compiled the Greek historical narration called the Mahabharata for women, laborers, and friends of the firstborn. Yes. So, what is the meaning of Vijabandhu? Vijabandhu means a friend of Brahmanas. In Kali Yuga now we have so many so-called Brahmanas. Even in India, because someone is born in the Brahmanical family, he says, "Okay, I'm automatically a Brahmana." Many of the businessmen I see here in Africa, many of them have Brahmanical traits. When you want to preach to them, Bhagavad Gita, they say, "Oh yeah, this is from my country." You know, it is for childhood. Since childhood, we know Bhagavad Gita. He's smoking, he's drinking, he's worshipping Sai Baba, he's worshipping all kind of gods, Kali and Durga, like that. But he said, "No, I'm a Brahmana." So they are called Vijabandhus, friend of Brahmanas. They're not actually real Brahmanas. So for them, the scriptures, the Mahabharata and the historical narration like Mahabharata were present. Women, laborers, and friend of firstborn Brahmanas. When the Prophet mentioned that out of compassion, yesterday compiled the Greek historical narration called the Mahabharata for men, laborers, and for women. Yes, for women, laborers, and friend of firstborn. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 32, it's mentioned that those who take shelter of Krishna says, those who take shelter of me, even though they are born in low, they are born with low births, women, Vaishya, Shudras, they can also attain Supreme Court. So devotional service is so powerful that even in qualified person like women, like Bhagavad Gita 9:32. Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, verse 32. Yeah. Mamhi patta vyapasta yepi shu papayunaya yo vaishya tata sudras yanti param gatin. O son of Prita, those who take shelter of me, though they be of low birth, women, Vaishya, merchants, and Shudras, workers, can attain supreme definition. See, that's why another problem of Kali Yuga. Now, people are trying to create what is called equal rights. Equal right means the women and the men are the same. How can you say that a dog and a cat the same? No, they don't have the same constitution. It's not possible. So now, in these modern days, conventionally, women can become head of state. A woman can become a policeman. A woman can become everything men are doing. Women also can do that. But by constitution, women and men are different. They don't have the same metabolism. Our constitution, our physical constitution, is different from the women. Okay, if you decide like, let's do a competition of a race, let's run from one point A to B. Women, they cannot run as fast as men. So now in the Kali Yuga, people are trying to create that thing, that's equal rights. Men, children, homosexual, everybody, we are all the same. No, it's not true. So in the Vedas, it's clear. Because the Vedas know that women do not have the intellectual, potency to study. Shudras, same thing. And was, I mean, the friend of Brahmanas, they cannot do. So for them, Mahabharata is there and other scriptures. Listen? Yeah. And you mentioned about the Mahabharata Samskara and the purpose. This is called spiritual family planning of purification. Actually, those when someone is born, first before taking birth, our parents do what is called Garbhadana Samskara. The Prabhuji and the Mataji, they need to purify their consciousness to attract a good son. Okay? Because if you don't do like that, then the son that will come will be your consciousness will attract a particular type of baby. So when you do Garbhadana Samskara, then the woman and the man consciousness is purified. Then it is certain that the baby that will come will be very advanced. Listen? So they debate the boundaries. If the father and the mother do not undertake the process of spiritual family planning, the children will be with the boundaries. And in Kali Yuga, I say actually that, hello, in Kali Yuga, everybody is Shudra. We can say, well, women are less intelligent. But what about men? Men also are also Shudras. This means lazy. This means no interest in spiritual activities. Okay? Yeah. So the purpose of the Mahabharata, why the Mahabharata was compiled, was for the less intelligent people like women, Shudras, and unqualified son of higher caste. So Shudras, women, and the son of friend of Brahmanas, they are unqualified. So if you check it properly, we are also part of that. We are not born. We were not born in Brahmanical family. Actually, we are Shudras. Actually, Srila Prabhupada save our life. You know, well, we were born Shudras. Our father were eating all kind of things, meat, monkey meat, pig, all kind of things they were eating. Yeah. So that's the reason why Jeff Dave compiled the Mahabharata. If you ask you, what's the reason? You know, what the purpose of Mahabharata is for less intelligent women, Shudras, and qualified son of the higher caste. You see, that shows our interest in the Bhaktivedanta studies, Bhakti Shastri, Bhaktivedanta, all these courses. We have less interest. How many of you of us are here today? Because we got attraction. The other students, they know that so some other things is attracting them. Alika Prabhu was saying that today there's fish, but that's the fact. Yes, Gurudev was with us. It's true. But if a very responsible student knows that today there is Bhakti Vaibhava class, he can delegate some other people to go to beach. He will stay to attend this class. Understand? So as two of you, I really appreciate your presence. Yeah, because you know very well. No, I know Josh. There's no beach in Josh, no, right? Huh? only in Lagos. But you sacrifice your time to be there. In Ivory Coast, yes, there is very nice beach, very nice one. I sacrifice it to be here with you. Understand? Yeah. So why the scriptures were divided? There's a reason. Because some class of people they don't have much interest. This is a fact. You can see. How many students? How many students? Even those who have done Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhava before, you can see in their life, in their character, they don't really show that they have done these studies. You understand? So it's very serious. Very, very, very serious. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Maharaj.
When it comes to the question of about gender equality and gender-based arguments,
Yeah.
gender-based activists always say that from practical experience, we see that sometimes women perform more, even better in our today experience than men when it comes to management and some few other activities.
Mm.
And we see also that even in our Vaishnava community, in our Vaishnava tradition, today it wasn't there before, but today we have female Diksha gurus approved by the Vaishnava community.
Mm.
And you've raised the point that in Kali Yuga, everyone is a Shudra. So could we say that this roles for gender in Kali Yuga does not apply? Because when we look at the Vedic standard, there are definite rules designed for male gender and female gender, as you explained. But in Kali Yuga, because everyone is a Shudra, and we see that sometimes even women just perform better roles than that of men in their own roles, could we say that this gender roles as depicted in the Vedic scripture is not applicable in Kali Yuga?
Yeah, see, the thing is that as Kali Yuga is progressing, it says that they foresaw the degradation of Kali Yuga. The memory will be reduced, the physical body will reduce, the intellectual capacity will reduce. Okay? So basically, in general, people, the consciousness will become very, very low. I was reading Gurudev books, Bhakti Maharaj's book, I think one of the books, reflection on the Vedic scriptures. We were studying the Shistaka, and one chapter was mentioning that in Kali Yuga, everything reduces. The only thing that increases is our false ego. Okay, so in Kali Yuga, men are becoming more and more degraded. When more men become degraded, even lower than women, a few women that are still having some kind of sense of responsibility, they will take over. Now we can see that some countries, the head of states, they are women. I think Sierra Leone, I think Liberia, some countries like that. I think Ethiopia now recently got the lady was elected as the head of state.
Ethiopia now, and there's many in Europe.
Yeah, many. That's because in Kali Yuga, men are not playing their role. They are running away from their responsibility. Like that. So women, they'll come up. And that's not good. It's a sign that Kali Yuga is progressing. Because in the Vedic time, the women, they know their position to serve their husband. Not that they are slaves, because that is a normal thing to do. Huh? Because you see, women, they get pregnant for 9 months. Men does not get pregnant. So when a woman is pregnant for 9 months, she'll be sitting in one place. The man has to go out and bring something to feed the family. So by the arrangement of nature, we can, with our common sense, accept that men and women are not the same. Okay? For instance, if a head of state who is a lady becomes pregnant, can she still travel around the country? No. She will stay at least for maybe 2-3 months, and before she deliver. And when she deliver, it will take another 3 months again, or 4, before she starts traveling again. So it's not practical, but we are forcing destiny. It's not done. You know? Yeah, this is the called conventional arrangement. Conventional arrangement. Now we have peace by convention. We gathered in one room and signed a paper. Okay, from today the rebels and the loyal people are in peace. No, this does not come just by signing a document. Okay.
Thank you.
Is that okay with you?
Thank you very much for you. Thank you, my right.
Okay, let's go to text 26 now. Sutta Vacha Pala. Okay. 26. Evam Praptaksha Soda Bhutanam Syashi Bija Sarvamat Chinnati Yada Patushat Sabyatayam Tata. Oh, twice one Brahmana. Still, his mind was not satisfied. Although he engaged himself in working for the total welfare of all people. You see, so, yeah, you can see that Vyasadeva, after doing all this colossal work, dividing the Vedas into four, compiling the historical books, Mahabharata, and so many things, still, he was not satisfied. He was not satisfied. And they said that Vyasadeva was not satisfied, although he has prepared the teachers for the general people. Yeah, he was not satisfied. Now we're going to see from verses 27 to 32 the reason why Vyasadeva was not satisfied. So let's go to text 27. Yeah. Plus Siddharthi Jaya Sarasvatya Satyeshito Kita Kayam Idam Govaksha Dharmavi. Thus, the sage, being dissatisfied at heart, at once began to reflect, because he knew the essence of religion and he said within himself. So, Vyasadeva now starts contemplating, but why is not satisfied? He was thinking to do good to people, that is not satisfied. He's not satisfied. So let's go to text 28 and 29. Sabatina Himaya Tindamshi Bravo Naya Manita Nityapti Kena Vihitam Danusa Sanam Paratha Vyapadeshina Ana Yathacha Padashita Vishyate Yatra Dharmadi Hidradi Apyuta. Translation. I have under strict disciplinary vows and pretentiously worshipped the Vedas, the spiritual master, and the altar of sacrifice. I have also abided by the rulings and have shown the import of discipline through the explanation of the Mahabharata, by which even women, Hidras, and others, friends of the firstborn, can see the path of origin. Yeah, yesterday is making some kind of introspection. Yes, I've done things. You know, I've under strict dictionary vow, worship the Vedas, the master at the altar of sacrifice. I also abide with the rules. Everything I done. Why I don't feel joy? Why I'm not satisfied? What is the reason? Why I'm not satisfied? See? So yesterday is questioning himself. Let's go to text 30. Tapi betame yeyom yatma chetmana vivu samphana iva pati brahma varchasya sama. I'm feeling incomplete. So I myself am fully equipped with everything required by the Vedas. Yes. So he doesn't understand why. What's the problem? I'm fully equipped with everything. So why? I'm not satisfied. That's 20, 30, 31. Imva Bhagavata Dharma na prayena nirupita priya parama shanam Hai priya. Translation. This may be because I did not specifically point out the devotional service of the Lord, which is dear both to perfect beings and to the infallible Lord. Yeah, so in the purport, I think we can read the purport. There is many good things there in the purport. Can we read that?
Okay. The dissatisfaction which was being fed by Silabias Adib is expressed herein in his own words. This was felt for the normal condition of the living being in the devotion service of the Lord. Unless one is pleased in the normal condition of service, neither the Lord nor the living being can become fully satisfied. This defect was felt by him when Narada Muni, his spiritual master, reached him. It is described as follows.
Yeah. So it is mentioned that unless one is fixed in normal condition service.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Yeah. From the last test, it is mentioned that unless one the dissatisfaction of the heart is a sign of the fact that one has not been able to please the Lord. But sometimes we see that those who are in material life sometimes feel so much of satisfaction just by engaging in the 31 that we just, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Go.
So how do we counter the argument by materialists who claims to be satisfied in their material sense gratification? Because the devotees say their satisfaction only comes when one serves the Supreme Personality of God, and any other endeavor does not bring satisfaction, which is natural for a devotee. But the materialist also says that they are happy engaging in material activities. So how do we distinguish
Yeah.
types of happiness.
Yes. Actually, they are actually showing some kind of happiness. But when they go and sleep in the night, only them knows what is going on in their consciousness in the night when they're sleeping. Rich people, they are not happy. They are always afraid, always anxious. What next? People are going to kill me. My enemies are there. They are in constant confusion. You know the story of Sanatana Goswami and that rich man? Very long story, I'll make it brief. Sanatana Goswami was at the bank of the Jamuna, and one rich guy, materialist, met him. I want to become rich. They said, go and take this money and on the dustbin. Anything he touched, it turned into gold. So he took it and went home and become very rich in a very short time. But not quite long, his anxiety starts increasing. The thieves, the enemies, the taxis, to the point that he was more in trouble than before. So he went back to Sanatana Goswami and asked him, look, and he was contemplating, look, this old man gave me this stone. That stone actually was in the dustbin. It means he doesn't need it. But when I saw him was, appearing very happy person. Why that he put this thing in the dustbin for me to use? Now I use it. I became rich, fine, but I'm still not happy. Bhagavad Gita described the three type of good, pleasure. Pleasure in goodness, pleasure in ignorance, pleasure in passion. What is sweet in the beginning and become at the hand is in ignorance and passion. So what is bitter at the beginning, that sweet at the hand, it is a pleasure and goodness. So materialistic, they are enjoying with the tongue, but they regret. So after they find themselves with incredible disease. Actually, poor people, there are some disease that can be cured easily. But rich men, when they have some disease, nobody can cure. Understand? Yeah. So they may show that they are happy, but actually they are suffering deep inside. Actually, happiness comes from within. That's why Paramatma is inside, not outside. That's why the body is called the city of the 9 gates. Means inside is the kingdom. Everything is there in the body. The 9 gates are just doors through which you can see what is happening outside. That if you are inside your city and everything is there, actually the best friend, it's called Dinabandhu, Krishna, is there within our hearts, ready to help us as Paramatma. But we want to go out and see what is happening through the eyes, through the nose, through the mouth, through the genital, through the ears. And when we get some shock, then again we come back again in ourselves to meet Krishna in our heart. Do you see how Muhammad Ali ended his life? He got Alzheimer, that's sickness. At the point he doesn't know his own daughter, his own wife, doesn't know his room, doesn't know his own name. He forgot himself. Very rich person, very famous. Is he happy? No. Not happy. Okay?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have a small question, Maharaj.
Yes.
Srila Vyasadeva, having done so much, for humanity, even simplifying the Vedas so that even Sudras, women, and low class people can even understand. Having done all that, I think it's a kind of service to humanity and a service to Krishna as well. So why is not happy at all, or it's a big question.
Yeah. The question we are going to see it in the next verse.
Okay, Maharaj. Okay.
He himself asked the question in the text 2. He said, people can go back to text 31. Himself, he presumed the text 31. Let's go back. He said, maybe because I did not specifically point out the devotional service of the Lord. Himself said it. Then the text 32 is going to confirm it.
Okay, Maharaj.
You see, this may be because I did not specifically point out the devotional service of the Lord, which is dear both to perfect being and to the infallible Lord. Now, the next verse is going to confirm it. You see? Let's go to text 32. Text 32. Yeah. Evam kilam atmanam manyamanasya jata Vishnasya narado jagat ashramam bhaktak udatam. Translation. As mentioned before, Nalamuni reached the cottage of Krishna Vipayana Vyasa on the bank of the Saraswati, just as Vasudev was regretting his defect. So many things in this verse. So Narada Muni reached the cottage of Vasudev. Although Vyasa was an empowered divinity, he still felt dissatisfaction because none of his work were the transcendental activities of the Lord properly explained. See, he divided it into 4. He wrote historical, things like Mahabharata, but he did not mention anything about the Lord, about devotional service. So, although Vasudev was an empowered divinity, he still felt dissatisfaction because none of his work were the transcendental activities of the Lord properly explained. Without the transcendental loving devotional service of the Lord, everything is void. Now read the quote again. Everything is void. I think Salika Prabhu, if you can quickly read the whole purpose. Many things are there. Or 32.
The vacuum felt by Vyasadeva was not due to his lack of knowledge. Bhagavata Dharma is purely devotional service of the Lord to which the monist has no access. The monist is not counted amongst the Paramahamsas, the most perfect of the renounced order of life. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations of transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Although Vyasadeva was an empowered divinity, he still felt dissatisfaction because in none of his work were the transcendental activities of the Lord promptly explained. The inspiration was infused by Sri Krishna directly in the heart of Vyasadeva, and thus he felt the vacuum as explained above. It is definitely expressed herein that without the transcendental loving service of the Lord, everything is void. But in the transcendental service of the Lord, everything is tangible, without any separate attempt at fruitive work or emphatic philosophical speculation.
Yeah. So, Madhava Prabhu, you got it? Madhavan Prabhu?
Yeah. Yes, I got it. Thank you very much.
Next, last verse. Last verse, yes. True. Ya sasah sutaya katham muni ujja yam asavidam udvam naradam shura ujitam. At the auspicious arrival of Sri Narada, Sri Vyasadeva got up respectfully and worshipped him, giving him veneration equal to that given Brahmaji, the creator. In this verse also, can read the purport also, Prabhu? Very short.
Prabhu, you say what?
Can read the purport.
Vidi means Brahma, the first created living being. He is the original student as well as the professor of the Veda. He learned it from Sri Krishna and taught Narada first. So Narada is the second Acharya in the line of the spiritual section. He is Brahma, and therefore is respected exactly like Brahma, the father of all Vidis or regulations. Similarly, all other successive disciples in the king are also equally respected as representatives of the original spiritual master. The same Bhakti purport of the first canto, fourth chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Appearance of Sri Narada.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
So this verse speaks about the Paramparam system, the disciple section. So at the auspicious arrival of Sri Narada Muni, yes, they've got up respectfully and worshipped him, giving him veneration equal to that given to Brahmaji, the creator. That's why in ISKCON, people think that we worship we worship our gurus like God. They're not God, it's true. Because they are ambassadors, they are bona fide representative of Krishna through the Paramparam worship. Okay? Mention the Guru of Sakam we sing every month. You have to worship the Guru as good as God, I said. Why? Simply because it's a authentic via media through which we can make God. So the Paramparam system is there. It's mentioned here. Vyasadeva, Narada Muni, Madhva, like that, still, Srila Bhaksidanta, Srila Prabhupada, GVC. Okay? So it is very, very important to respect, to give honor to those who are giving knowledge, because they're not giving knowledge based on their own mind and intelligence. They're just transmitting what they received from their previous acharyas. Yeah. So this is the last verse of today. So if you take your handbook, yes, page 31. Your book, page 31. Are you putting the screen? Oh. Your handbook, page 31, yes. Alika Babu, are you showing the screen?
Yes, Maharaj, I'm scrolling to the page.
Page 31.
Just a minute. Oh. Just a minute.
All right, we can read, huh? From the book, yeah. Listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So our page said you need to learning objective. Astana Payo Janam. Shiman Bhavatam. Chapter 1, chapter 3. 40. Shiman Bhavatam. Chapter 1. Yes. Okay. So by the hand of the units, students should be able to. So in the chapter 3, at the end of the unit, from chapter 3, you should be able to identify and appreciate the benefits of worshipping Sriman Bhagavatam. Why we have to worship Sriman Bhagavatam. And in chapter 4, was to identify guidelines for effective preaching. We have to identify principles to be applied from the behavior of Sukadeva and Vyasadeva. As I explained in their own words, the reason for Vyasa's dividing the Vedas, and identify the reason for Vyasa's dissatisfaction and the lesson to be learned. Yeah, so we have finished chapter 3, and we also just finished chapter 4 also. So you have to get things in mind, because during exams, these are things that probably must be asked you. Okay. So any comment and question? So that we can end this session for today. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Thank you very much.
Any comment? So Sarika Babu, do we have a class tomorrow?
Yes, we have class by 7:30 Ghana time.
Okay.
8:30.
All right. So tomorrow, let's see. Tomorrow we're going to start chapter 5. 5. Let me show you what you have to wait in advance. Yeah. So you can read chapter 5, text 1 to 19. Got it? verse 1 to 19. Let's read that. Prepare for tomorrow. And also you can go to page 24. There are some preliminary case study can help you. Purva Padhyaya, page 24. And also we can get the analogies of this chapter there also. Okay? Yeah. So if you read that in advance, then I think you're prepared to understand. And also check the analogies. Okay. This page, at this page we have 4, 1, 2, 3 analogies. Yes. So chapter 5 we have 3 analogies. Yes.
Is that page 34? Is that page 34? We have the analogies.
24.
Okay, 24. Okay.
4, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you check. You read the preliminary study. You read the question, and that can help you to prepare. That's it. And also the analogy are there. Chapter 5, verse 20, then 10, verse 15, and verse 33. So we have 3 analogies in chapter 5. Okay, any comments, any questions?
My comment is just to thank you very much for taking so much trouble today, despite all the different anomalies and our display of Kali Yoga characteristics.
It's true, huh? Before the class, I was discussing with Salika Babu. He gave me some reason why the students are not many. Yes, it's true in one sense, but in another sense, there's no excuse, huh? See, what is even him? Parishit Maharaj, when he heard that only 7 days to die, later, when he asked the sages, what is the best thing to do before leaving the body? So we think that we still have time. We don't know that maybe in the next 5 minutes we're going to leave the body. We don't know, maybe next month. You just live as if we are the owner of the universe. Okay. So if you use the what do you call it? One of the issues. Most of you have already done Bhakti Shastri. One of the Neta devotion. One of the characteristics of someone who is in Vaibhava is how he uses time. Yeah? Yes. How do you use your time? Yes. You go to the beach, there's so much danger. You can see naked women. You can see so many things. Easy. So thank you very much. If you have less excuse, now you can see clearly why they divided the Vedas because of us. Poor fun of intelligence, no much interest in study. Don't have much interest. If it's football match, wow, many people will be there. Huh? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you very much.
So let's all chant loudly Hare Krishna mantra to appreciate Maharaj for his time. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam.
Jai.
Maharaj.
How many students are we supposed to have in number? Data. Bhakti Vaibhava students.
We are supposed to be 8.
Ah.
We are supposed to be 8, but
Okay.
there are some times I've seen 9 students, but where standard numbers are known is 8. But
Yeah.
most of the time we do it to 2 class.
But how many students for Bhakti Shastri? More, huh?
Yeah, the line is breaking. Can you repeat that, Maharaj?
How many students for Bhakti Shastri? Bhakti Shastri, how many students?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Yes. I
Can you
say
hear me,
how many?
Maharaj?
I'm hearing you, yes. I say how many students for
Hare
Bhakti
Krishna.
Shastri? Oh.
How many
Hare
students
Krishna,
for
Maharaj.
Bhakti Shastri? How many students for Bhakti Shastri?
Yes, how many? Just to compare.
Bhakti Sastris, I've not, the Bhakti Sastri, I think there are 16 or so. 14 or 16,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but actually there are more. Because
There are more,
Bhagavatam is a deeper knowledge. So we have less people. Yeah. Yeah. But if you want to make a course on Mahabharata and Ramayana, we see more people, 30, 40. They'll come.
Because it's story.
Because it's about stories, for women and Shudras. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada, Jai.
Yeah. Bhakti Sastri, Swami Maharaj, yeah.
Yeah.
नवगोरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलस्यपरं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलास्यपरं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् नवप्रेमयुतं नवनीतशुचं नववेशकृतं नवप्रेमरसं नवधाविलसाशुभ प्रेममयं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं नवप्रेमयुतं नवनीतशुचं नववेशकृतं नवप्रेमरसं नवधाविलसाशुभप्रेममयं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम्